The Spooktacular Stroll, CNY's not-so-scary Halloween experience for the family, is back. Walk through the half-mile trail in the Bewitched Woods at Long Branch Park in Liverpool every Thursday through Sunday in October from 5 to 9 p.m. Pack the car full of your little goblins. Admission is by the carload. Upstate Golisano Children's Hospital's Spooktacular Stroll is presented by Upstate Honda Dealers. Get your pre-sale tickets today at spooktacularstroll.com.
All right, and we are off and running with another edition of the Kyle McCord Show. Brian Higgins, there's the guy, QB1 Kyle McCord, as we are getting you ready for Cuse in Pittsburgh this week, coming off the bye week. And here we go, Kyle, stretch run here. Back half of the season. We got 6 straight weeks of these. Looking forward to this down the stretch. And man, it's been a blast so far this season, right? How fun has this been for you? This has been a really fun season to observe and see what you guys are up to.
Yeah, I mean, it's been everything I thought it would be when I made the decision to come here. And so, we put ourselves in a good position in the first half. So now just have to go on a run and play some really good football in the second half.
All right, so just to get everybody in here, what we do on this show, if you're unfamiliar, get in the chat, be it on our Twitch chat on QSportsTalk.com, our YouTube chat on the Q Sports Talk YouTube page. We'll try to keep eyes on both of those throughout the day here today. We've added, Kyle, we've spruced up the studio. You brought the chips. We got the chips back here, so Kyle will be looming over us here with the honey barbecue sharp cheddar flavored potato chips. You actually brought 2 bags, which we really like. We got the other bag here. So I don't know if you want to. I'm sure you've had them. I don't know if you want to taste test now, or we're going to taste test throughout the day in a review. So
yeah.
So should we do it together, or do you want to wait till later during our shows?
Whatever you want.
All right. We don't turn that to snake. Let's make sure this has a proper opening noise. There's a good bag noise. All right. You want to get in for one?
Yeah, I'll get in for one.
It would be very bad advertising if Kyle didn't eat one of his own chips.
Yeah.
All right,
Here we go.
Here we go. It's ruffled. Okay, there we go. I tell you, Kyle, like first thing at broadcasting school is like don't chew into a microphone. Rules are made to be broken. That's outstanding.
Not bad, right?
Oh yeah, I gotta move. I could eat the whole bag before we should. Just you could do the whole show yourself, and I'd be sitting there like munching on it.
I've made that mistake before.
I can. Well, you've got like 4 cases of chips.
No, I'm trying to get rid of as many as I can to keep my figure, or else I'm gonna be playing no tackle soon.
Yeah, you'll be at like the scouting combine or something. You're like, Kyle, why are you 275?
Yeah.
I'm a chip sponsor.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So go get these things. Terrell's honey barbecue sharp cheddar. It's obvious which one it is. It's Kyle's on the bag. Like it's not hard to find these things out. All right. So now I'm going to try not to. The problem also with eating a chip is then it's going to get like lodged in one of our throats.
Yeah.
Odds are me, and we're gonna start like hacking here on the air. That's okay. That's okay. We have to sacrifice for the art here, Kyle. But
Yep.
All right. So everyone get in the chat. Let us know what's going on here today. We'll get our questions for Kyle throughout. All right, how'd you guys spend the bye week this week? What you've had 2 already. What was productive here this week to get you guys ready here going forward?
Yeah, obviously a Thursday game. You don't get the full 2 weeks, and so everything was kind of pushed up 2 days. So normally you start practice on Monday, but we started practice on Saturday, and so just everything sped up a little bit. But it allowed us to get ahead on film a little bit, just watch extra film, and I think also the few days off let guys get their bodies back to 100%. So I think it came at a good time, and now just getting ready to make a run the second half. Yeah, and you got a shot. I mean, Pitt's the opponent here. We got a shot. We look around the league. SMU's cooking right now. Miami and Clemson are all undefeated. I mean, I get there's more teams in the league right now. I don't recall this league ever being this wide open. Like Syracuse has been in it now. I think this is year 12 in the league. It's never been like this. It's always been it's Clemson, it's Florida State. It's Florida State, it's Clemson. There's been one year where Pitt was able to win it with Kenny Pickett a few years ago. How wide open does this feel to you guys right now? Just looking at what the rest of the league is doing. Yeah, I think that the biggest and the best thing is that we still control our own destiny. Obviously, dropped one earlier in the year, but to still be in a position to have full control over it is good. But at the same time, like you said, it's completely wide open. And now I think it just comes down to, who can continue to build momentum, continue to play good football going into the second half of the season. And I think all the teams you named just put themselves in a position to go make a run, and so now it's going to come down to who actually does it.
Yeah, two of them have to do it to get into the ACC title game in Charlotte coming up in a little more than a month. All right, let's get into some questions from the chat. Any name is good one. They've spent a lot of time on their screen name here. This is a Marvin Harrison father and son related question. Did you have any time to talk to Marv Sr. and ask him about his time at Syracuse?
I haven't, no. Obviously, I knew he went here. We actually came on a service trip here going into my sophomore year of high school, so 2018, and it's when Marvin first transferred to my high school. So it was pretty cool, like, you know, seeing some of the like murals of his dad in the facility and stuff like that. But I haven't talked to him about his experience. Obviously, it was a little while ago, but he's still a legend around here.
Yeah, he did all right when he was here.
Yeah.
He's got the stuff hanging up because he was an All-American at a first-round draft pick, and he's obviously in the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Now, it went all right for Marvin during his time here. Did the Cardinals win last? No, the Chargers won last time.
No, Cardinals won.
The Cardinals won?
Yeah,
I saw there was some controversy or something late. I lost track. That was after bedtime, I think. That was going late night.
Field goal.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Good for Marvin there, getting the dub on Monday night, the other Monday night football game last night.
Yeah.
All right. Orange Ohana wants to know this. We mentioned coming off of a bye. What's the hardest thing about coming off of a bye so you still feel like you're in that rhythm and not trying to catch back up when the game starts?
Yeah. I think just understanding like it's not a vacation, and I think that the guys did a good job of just being productive in the few days that we had off. Obviously, physically, it's good to take some time off and get some rest on your body, but mentally, I think just staying ahead on the film and understanding, even though like last week we didn't have a game on the weekend, but especially with the Thursday game, like it happens fast, and so just still having that sense of urgency. Which the coaches were preaching all week. I think we did a good job of that.
Orange Ohana also wants to make the point, great chips. So
yeah,
people are loving the
stuff.
chips. It is a great. Did you have any say-so in this flavor combination?
I wish I could say like I went and taste tested a million different flavors. They
just slapped it on the.
They sent me a bag before it was like a done deal, just making sure I liked it.
Okay, that would be bad. Like if you had to fake liking it the whole time.
No,
they're great. Have them.
Yeah. So no, it was the exact same kind of recipe, I guess. That they originally sent me, and I just said, yeah, it's great, like good to go. And so that's the ones in the bag now.
Yeah, it's honey barbecue and cheddar. Like, come on, like how is that going to be bad? So they didn't stick you with some sort of like weird flavor to.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got here in the chat? Dom from North Carolina. He and his son Ben, they were at the NC State game, and he wants to thank you so much for taking a picture with his son after the game.
Yep. Oh yeah, he came up to me after the game. That's right.
I think he told me, if I'm remembering his story right, he said Justin Barron's dad, he gave the dirt on where you guys were going to be. So
yeah,
Papa Barron hooked him up with the accents.
Yeah, I saw him after the game. That's what's up.
So what does that do for you guys? Like when the kids are coming up and saying hi. What's that like after a game to take a moment with the fans, especially the young ones, to take a picture, sign an autograph, selfies, whatever it is these days? Yeah,
it's the coolest part in my opinion, because that was me. Like growing up, idolized college football players and. Any chance I get to just interact with them, I loved it. And so now being the college football player, knowing that, those kids are looking up to, it's pretty sweet.
Did you ever get any good autographs back in the day when you were little?
I went to like a Rutgers camp and got some there. I think that was it. Maybe like a Penn State spring game growing up, but yeah, mainly just Rutgers.
Okay. I didn't know if you got to hang out with any Giants or Jets training camps or anything like that back in the day. That's always fun when you can actually get up close and personal with those guys. All right, we've got to ask I don't know how we've made it 10 minutes in without asking this question. SU Woo, who wants to know? You want a little viral after just a little viral after the game, rapping in the locker room. Did you have any idea that was about to happen?
No, I had no. So I thought he was on. He might have been. I thought he was on Instagram Live.
Who was filming it?
It was Josh Iloa.
Okay.
The center. So I thought he was on Instagram Live. And so going all the way back, that song that was playing, so Fidel and I obviously known each other for a while. And it was like 2019. we went to a camp together, like a high school. I forget what it was, like the Nike opening or something like that. We were driving to the camp together. And so he was trying, it was early in the morning. He was trying to say like I was still asleep and like I wasn't ready to go. And so he put that song on in the car and played it like full volume. And so that was always like the get hype song. And so fast forward now, like he always plays it kind of like as a running joke a little bit. And so I told him like that's my theme song. Like, from now on, like that's my theme song. And so they were playing it after we won. I thought Josh was just on Instagram Live, and so like I was just rapping my song a little bit, and then like I was walking from my locker, and then I had to go do an interview, so I was like walking by and just kind of happened to run into him, and I think it was literally like a 6 or 7 second video, and he posted it on TikTok, and yeah, it definitely blew up more than I thought it would. I think it has like over 1 million views or something now.
Yeah, it's you've been gift. It's the whole thing. Like it's going to be now out there. Like when you make a play, I mean, what's going to happen? Like you're going to make a play on Thursday night, and all Syracuse fans they're going to post like the gif of that. So that's you now, Kyle. But better or worse. But I mean, we've had that. We saw you yapping at the cameras in the Georgia Tech game. You've had the spike. I don't know if you like this stuff or not, but to me, it shows a guy who's like loose, right? Yeah. Like you're having a good time out there.
No, I mean, I'm having fun. I think the cameras are doing a good job.
They're everywhere, right?
Yeah, they're everywhere. That's a problem. Like we were in the locker room after the game, like I was like talking to my teammates or whatever, and like I turn around and they had like one of those big like professional cameras in the locker room. I was like, gee, like they're everywhere. But it's been a lot of fun, obviously, and I think that's starting to show, or it's been showing.
Do you feel because of that, like you are playing like looser and more free? I mean, Fran likes the term little league, Kyle. Yeah. I mean, I think it feels to me anyway like all this goes into that.
Yeah, no, I think there's definitely truth behind that. And I know I've said it before, but it kind of feels like high school football all over again. Like, just playing with, some of my best friends that I grew up with, and playing for coaches that I've known forever, and just letting it rip out there. And so, it's definitely been an enjoyable year up to this point, and it's probably the most fun I've ever had playing football.
All right, we got the Twitch chat on QSportsTalk.com going. We got the Q Sports Talk chat on YouTube going. R4YL3 says those chips are fire. All right, people love the chips. Shane McDonald making the trip to Pitt Thursday, expecting a lot of Q's fans. We like to hear that. We've talked about this a little before. VP wants to know who was your favorite quarterback growing up?
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was like my favorite quarterback when I was younger, and even now I think he's still doing a good job. And then just recently, really obviously within like the last 5 years or so, whenever that was, just watching Joe Burrow at LSU, and then obviously at the Bengals now, like watching his game a lot too.
All right, and he's also guessing you like C.J. Stroud. I think we've hit on that. You like C.J.
Yep.
It helps when you're actually very good friends with the guy to actually like the guy. Jaden Chess wants to know who is the funniest guy on the team.
Oh man, that's a good question. I would probably say Deuce Chestnut is always cracking jokes in the locker room.
Are they good jokes, or is he?
No, okay. Yeah, they are pretty good. Like they're pretty funny.
So some people crack jokes and they're like, all right.
No, Deuce is pretty funny. Like they'll do like rap battles in the locker room, and some of the stuff he says, like it has you crying. It's so funny. I'll give it to Deuce. I'll say Deuce is the funniest on the team.
All right. Is any of his stuff Instagram Live acceptable, or do we got to keep this in the locker room? Make Josh Aloha turn the phone on.
Yeah, some of them, but yeah, I think others you need to put in the vault forever and lock it away.
There we go. Yeah. All right. Shane McDonald wants to know biggest challenge Thursday. What do you think the biggest challenge in this game will be?
I think for us at least, I don't think that we've played really a complete game from start to finish, and I think that's what we're chasing. Just playing complementary football on both sides of the ball, and not hurting ourselves with penalties or mistakes that we can control. And they're a great opponent. You don't happen to be 6-0 on accident, and so The D line's been great all year. They've been getting pressure to the quarterback, knocking the quarterback off of his spot, and forcing him to throw with pressure in his face. And so I think that we need to do a good job on offense taking care of that. They're really good in the secondary. They have a really good group of linebackers, and so and on top of that, they're well coached. I think they do a really good job over there. So it's going to be a good game, and we're going to have to bring our A game if we want to win. And I think all the guys know that, and I think they're taking it as a challenge.
All right, here's a bit of a leading question for you. CJC wants to know: better food, Columbus or Syracuse? And he also wants you to keep in mind where you're sitting right now. But feel free to answer truthfully and however you like.
Yeah, honestly, I'll say both spots surprise me.
Okay.
With good food, I think that Syracuse has, I'd say, less of a variety of options, but I think there are like a handful of spots that are elite here.
Okay.
Like really, really good. Whereas I think Columbus was a little bit of a bigger city, just had more restaurants, but I think there are some really, really good spots in Syracuse.
Yeah, Columbus is way bigger than I think people realize. Ohio State, but it's also the state capital. Like, there's a lot going on.
I think there's 1 million people that live there now. It's like one of the fastest growing cities, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is big, but Syracuse has surprised me. Some really good Italian spots. Obviously, Dinosaur Barbecue, people talk it up, and to see that for myself was really good. So I think you just have to know where to go in Syracuse.
There's a lot of pressure on Dino because that's like the first recommendation everyone gets from out of town. It's like, go here. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, plenty of good Italian. You'll take that. I don't know what Italian's going on in Columbus. I'll take Syracuse over it without thinking about it.
Yeah.
Now, we got to compare it to Jersey too, right? Like, I'm sure you defend in the home state here.
Nothing compares to Jersey. The pizza, bagels. I think that really those two are two of my favorite foods. Kind of put it in a tier of its own.
We knew that was going to be the answer, but you got to let him to defend the home turf.
Yeah.
Q4 Earn 44 wants to know why you wear number 6.
So, going all the way back. My first year, so I originally wore 16. I think like my first year of football, my dad wore 16 in college. And then the next year, 16 wasn't available. And so I had to pick a new number. And I was a huge New York Jets fan. Their quarterback at the time, Mark Sanchez, they went to back-to-back AFC championships. Like I was a huge Jets fan. And so wore number 6 for Mark Sanchez, and just kind of stuck with it ever since.
All right, just no butt fumble. Like,
no butt fumble.
We'll stay away from that. Sanchez is killing it on TV. He did the
he's doing a good job.
He did the Giants game on Sunday, so that it didn't leave me feeling happy about him. But that wasn't his fault that all went down. That was not good for me or you this weekend with the Giants or the Jets going down on Sunday. You feeling good about the Devontae trade from your Jets perspective? Get him and Rodgers back together?
I am. I saw some stat that said like they still have, I think, like the 6th highest chance to make it to the playoffs in the AFC.
Really?
Even after being 2-5.
How?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping they get it turned around. For my sake of being a Jets fan, but I mean, I guess time will tell. I mean, it's been a while since we made the playoffs. It's been a while. I think the last time was when I think they lost.
Was it Sanchez? Has it been that long since those AFC title games?
I think it was 2015. They went 10-6.
Oh, did they get one after then?
And no, they went 10-6, and they were 10-5, and I think they had to beat the Bills. And the Bills were bad that year. The Bills, I think, were like 4-11 going into that game. They just had to beat the Bills and get in the playoffs, and they lost. And
was that the year the Bengals fans sent the Bills fans all the stuff? Because they donated to their charities because they got like Andy Dalton in the playoffs or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ryan Fitzpatrick was the quarterback, and I thought that was the year. And after they lost that game, that one, I've never been like, that was the only time I've really been like super upset watching a Jets game. Like I was pretty distraught after they lost that game.
All right. We'll see if they can get it turned around this season here. So you did watch the game this Sunday. You accidentally, I guess, scouted the stadium you're playing in this week.
Yeah.
You see anything on TV? You're like, all right, I know the state field now.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was weird watching it and like knowing in what 4 or 5 days we'll be playing there. So it'd be cool. It'd be cool playing that stadium.
All right, get your questions in the chat here for Kyle. We got about 10 more minutes or so for our weekly 11 a.m. Kyle McCord Show here on Q Sports Talk. Any Name is Good wants to know, all right, compare yourself now to a year ago. In what way are you a better quarterback now than you were this time last year?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think that I'm seeing things faster now. Obviously, I think I made a big jump from year 1 to year 2 as being the starter and just defensive recognition, knowing what the defense is going to try to do before they do it. So just playing a step ahead, just playing more confident. I think that just trusting myself a lot more. And I think on top of that, just having more fun playing. Just really enjoy playing for the coaching staff, really enjoy playing with the group of guys on the team. And I think just a combination of all those things and knowing how to prepare during the week and just all the little details that I think fly under the radar are making all the difference right now for me.
All right, we're back to food. It always circles back to food, Kyle. Jen B wants to know, have you tried chicken riggies yet? That's a very CNY thing.
Yeah, that and seafood riggies as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like it spicy, or what's your riggy preference? Sometimes I find it gets a little spicy. And I'm like,
yeah. I think they give like mild, medium, and hot.
Okay.
I like the 3, so I'll usually go just right in the middle.
Okay. Yeah, it's nice to have like a little, but sometimes it gets it's blown out. That's a very Utica thing that's made its way out here. So a very CNY situation. All right. Any Name is Good. This on Aaron Rodgers. So you like watching Aaron Rodgers? Obviously, Aaron's got a lot going on here at this day and age. So let's say tonight you get to have dinner with Aaron Rodgers. What are you talking about? You talking football? What are you asking Aaron Rodgers if you get to have dinner with him?
Yeah. I mean, obviously he's a little bit of an interesting dude. He walks to the beat of his own drum.
You gonna go to the darkness?
Yeah, that would definitely be something I'd ask about. But yeah, I think just picking his brain about football, and obviously he had a unique journey, getting drafted first round, but then sitting behind Favre, and so I'd probably just ask him like if he could do it all over again and he was in my position, like what would he do? What would he change? Just kind of that type of question.
Okay, so I guess Aaron Rodgers could be the answer to this question or not. SU Woohoo wants to know this. Here's your choice. You get $500,000 or dinner with any celebrity you want.
$500,000.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah, I'm with you.
No question.
Like who could be on that list that's trumping $500 large?
Yeah.
Like no question. Is anyone remotely close?
I don't know.
You gotta have a really good dinner by yourself for $500 large.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm taking the $500,000. I think any day of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. Can we get this offer for real? That'd be great.
Yeah, right.
We can cancel the show right now. We can go. We'd have $1 million if we both got the offer. We can go have some fun. All right. Have you been to Tully's yet? We took area food. Have you done the tenders? No tenders?
No. I might
post game meal maybe. Or something?
Yeah, I might have gotten like post game meal. I think maybe once, but I've never been in the actual store.
Okay, there we go.
Is it worth it?
Tender, like if the tenders are good. I like the tenders. It's It's a sports bar-y vibe, so there's a lot of TVs and stuff if you go in.
Yeah. All right. Something to consider for sure.
Yeah, I'd say maybe you could do an NFL Sunday there after the season's over, something like that. Before you're the tenders, it would be a very cheat meal-y, I feel. So you'd have to, with the chips, you got to balance it out when you're prepping for the future here. All right, VP in the YouTube chat wants to know, what have you taken from Jeff Nixon? I mean, you look at the guys he's worked with over the years. There's been a lot of success around him. What's he teaching you?
He is just incredibly smart. Just his ideas are great. Obviously, he's seen a lot of football, and he's coached a lot of different positions as well. But he's super smart, and literally you sit in a meeting with him for 15, 30 minutes, like you're gonna have a full page of notes just sitting with him. And so he's been awesome. He's been a lot of fun to work with. And I mean, he always says like the one thing that he reminds himself is just let the players win the game. Like a coach can't necessarily go out and win a game, but the players can. So he puts us in a position to succeed, and playing for him, it's been great.
Is he like the nicest guy ever? Every time he seems to be the nicest guy I've ever met.
Yeah, I mean, he's always laughing and smiling. So, it's hard not to be in a good mood when you're around him. And I think that just his energy kind of, brings everyone around him up.
Yeah, I had him on my show once in, I don't know, February or something, like kind of soonish after he'd been hired. Like, good chat, whatever. And he reached out, DM'd me a thank you. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's a good dude.
It's oh, that's unusual for the
good
nicest guy. All right, the chat is unanimous. They all want you to go to Tully's.
Okay.
So there is that.
All right.
Somebody tells you need to get the Buffalo Tender Melt app.
Ooh.
Okay, there we go. They do have different. You can get you've got the buffalo tenders, the regular. They got the Asian tenders. There's a lot of tender options there. They'll put anything on the chicken there for you. Can't get mashed potatoes till after 4. Just a very specific.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I haven't figured out what happens at 4.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I don't know if that's just they got one guy and that's when they get there. I have not figured this out, but it's been the case for 20 some odd years. All right, this is I don't know if this is something you care about, but this is something that has come up among Syracuse fans a lot here in the last month. The numbers you've put up, and Ryan Mullen wants to know this. If you were still at your old school, do you think with these same numbers at your old school, how high up in the Heisman conversation do you think you'd be in that situation? Because we think you'd be pretty darn high if you had those same numbers at Ohio State with the same record.
Who knows? I guess, people, they're saying the Heisman is a, kind of a popularity contest, but I mean, who knows? I think that, listen, everything will take care of itself. I'm not worried about individual awards right now, but who knows? That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of good football being played right now across the nation, but I mean, I think that if you put my numbers and take one of those big logos, I think that there's definitely a chance for that. But like I said, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, you don't have to say. We'll say it for you. We'll take care of that for you. Pitt this week, Pat Narduzzi, I don't know if you saw any of his interviews and stuff over the weekend. Devin asked about this. What do you take what he said? He was kind of playing off what Fran said, that he was going to send Ryan Day some champagne, that he was going to call up and yell at him.
Yeah. No, Gomez just played me the interview. So, I mean, hearing that from a coach like him who's coached with a lot of great quarterbacks, obviously, guys like Kenny Pickett, and then coached against a lot of great quarterbacks, given, his time in this conference. It's cool hearing praise like that. I know that, he's going to have some really good schemes for us on Thursday, so I'm excited to compete. I'm looking forward to it, and obviously he's a really good coach, and he's got them trending in the right direction, so it'll be a good test. VP says he's bringing an inflatable champagne bottle to the game at Pitt to hold up in the stands. So there you go. I mixed this one earlier on the YouTube chat from Jackson Bingham. How do you feel the Syracuse offense, speaking of Jack Nixon, complements your game? What they're calling, how does it go with what you do well? I think it gives me a lot of freedom to read defenses and just get us in the right looks, get the ball out to the right guy. And I think on top of that, just the players around me have done a great job. I think the O-line is playing at a high level right now. Obviously, we've talked about just how great LeQuinn is, and then the receivers. I think all their skill sets complement each other well, and OG and Dan, at tight end. I can't say enough about them. So I think just the overall situation, the players, the coaches, the scheme, all of it, I think has just been working in favor of me. All right, so time for a quick one or two more here. I don't know where you're going with this. Devin, I think, may have made an incorrect assumption here that says you're pulling for the Yankees in the World Series, right? We know you're a Phillies fan. What do you care? Yankees, Dodgers? What's your World Series lean here? I know everybody up here wants me to say the Yankees.
I will give you permission to say the opposite if you want, because either you're either a Yankees fan or a Yankees hater around here, so you can go the other way.
All right, no, I want Shohei to win it.
He's fun.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. I think he's the best player. He'll go down as the best player in the history of baseball. And the crazy thing is, I don't even know if that's a bold statement to say. Just with
you're not the first to say it.
Yeah, no, I mean he's unbelievable. And I think I wish it was the Phillies, but if it can't be, I wouldn't mind to see Shohei win it. I mean, I just hope it goes to Game 7. I think those are a lot of the best games in baseball. Those Game 7 World Series games. There we are. And Game 1's Friday night. You don't have a game Saturday. You'll be able to watch if you'd like. Last thing here, we're kind of right at the tail end of the season, probably. What CJC wants to know, what's your favorite golf course around here? Man, I mean, I've played some really good ones. Tuscarora was awesome. They let us come out and play a whole bunch this season in in the summer. So a lot of the guys, we would go out there and play, and then like all we had to do was, show up to a few of their events. So, shout out to Jason from Tuscarora for letting us come out. But there's been a lot of good ones. So I'll say Tuscarora, but there's a lot of nice golf courses around here. When I come back for the pro day, and then if I come back in the summer, I'll definitely be bringing my clubs.
There you go. It is the right time of the year to do that. All right, man. That's our time together. Good luck Thursday. We'll do it again next week. All right.
Yes, sir.
There he is, Kyle McCord. We'll be watching him Thursday night down in Pittsburgh. Thanks everyone tuning in, getting in the chat. We'll be back here 11 o'clock with the quarterback next week.